Hey guys, Tyler here from Gamer Next Stage, bringing you another episode of Scary Story Time. And I'm not saying true anymore, in case of the people who don't know. If I find a good scary story and it's not true, I'm still going to read it because I want to. Yeah. So, let's read some scary stories. This story is called Mommy's Home. A father is laying in bed after waking up. He grabs the baby monitor and walks to his desk in his office at home. He has his baby on the baby monitor and hears his wife singing to her. He cracks a smile as he hears his wife say, "Go to sleep, go to sleep," when suddenly the front door opens and his wife comes in with a hand full of groceries. This story is called What's in the Basement? Mom told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy. So I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy. And then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mom had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then Mom told me never to go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better. So I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noise like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. This story is called Getting Old. When I was in university, I wanted to make a little bit of extra money during the summer, so I got a job working for a courier company one day. I had to deliver some luggage to a man named Mr. Yamagachi. His apartment was on the 12th floor of a tall building. I was in a rush because I wanted to get home early that day. I took the elevator to the 12th floor and managed to deliver the luggage to Mr. Yamagachi safely. He even gave me a big tip. As I was leaving, I happened to notice there was a note on the door of the apartment next to Mr. Yamagachi's. It read, "Old man with bad legs. Can't go down to throw away trash. Could someone please help me?" I hesitated for a moment. Although I wanted to go home early, my mother always taught me to help people in need. I rang the doorbell and waited. The door was immediately opened by an old man who must have been at least 80 years of age. "I saw your note," I said. "Thank you so very much, young man," he replied with a smile. "Getting old is a terrible thing, especially when you're alone. Just wait a moment and I'll go get it for you." He went back into his apartment, and I rummaged around a few minutes later. The man emerged and handed me a small cardboard box that was sealed with duct tape. It felt unnaturally heavy. "Yes, getting old is very hard," he continued. "Some days you feel like you'd rather be dead." I didn't want to get into an awkward conversation with the old guy, so I just replied, "No problem, I'll throw this away for you." I turned to leave, but the old man followed me out to the elevator. "Thank you so much for doing this," he muttered. "Sorry to bother you. It was very nice of you to meet me." "Yeah, see you later," I replied, as I jabbed the button for the ground floor. The door closed and the elevator descended. The box was so heavy I wondered what could be inside. Then I thought about the old man. Were his legs really that bad? He couldn't use the elevator? Perhaps he was just lonely and wanted someone to talk to him. Suddenly, the box was ripped out of my hands. It hit the ceiling of the elevator with a loud metallic clang. The elevator ground to a halt between the 6th and 7th floor. The box fell back down to the floor with a heavy thud. I was so shocked I didn't know what to do. I noticed a long, thin metal wire. It led out of the box and through the crack in the elevator doors. After opening the box with my penknife, I was surprised to find that it was contained only with a heavy concrete brick with piano wire wrapped around it. I wanted to ask the old man what was going on, so I pressed the button to the 12th floor. When the elevator stopped and the doors opened, I gasped in horror. Then I took out my cell phone, called the police immediately, and waited for them to come. The old man had wrapped the other end of the piano wire around his neck. His body was laying in front of the elevator in a pool of blood. His head had rolled around and come to a rest at his apartment door.